to everyone. I do hope wonderful, and I do hope that everything is working out well for you this particular day. And of course, being on a beautiful, beautiful Thursday, I know that things are actually going to, if things haven't shaped up already, I know things that are going actually to work out. And my name is Spikes. In case you're joining us for the very first time, I just want to thank everyone for being here with us. And I also hope that you are able to join us on this particular journey where we get to discuss different things. And the goal is to really just connect and to just get you on board and get you knowing what is going on with the world. It might be with your immediate world, or it might be with the immediate world, or it might be with the world that is not right there. And on this particular platform, the goal is to really keep on connecting, and the goal is to really just vibe with you, and also just hope and make sure that we are staying in tune with some updates that have to do with us as we get to connect right here. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I didn't actually know I was on mute. Sorry, Banana MC Fatman. Sorry about that. I do apologize. For today, I'm just really basically talking about the issue of free will. And when I talk about the issue of free will, I think last week I did mention about one of these world economic forums that are held in Davos. And there was an MP, there was a Danish MP who made a presentation to the effect that in the near future, you will not have ownership of things. And apart from that, your privacy might also not be guaranteed. Therefore, you cannot really have that control or ownership of your own privacy, which is a big problem. But how much do we value free will? How much do we value operating in privacy? Because when you talk about the near future, when you look at the dystopian view of things, when there will be total control, total control of what you do and what the choices that you even make, that leads us to a place where in the near future, you might not have free will, to make the decisions that you want to make. Ricardo, I think the message was retracted. Banana, thank you so much. I hope that you're doing fine. Banana MC, I do hope that you're doing wonderful. Let me know also where you're tuning from. Which state are you tuning in from? I would love to know which state are you actually tuning in from. Because what I'm saying is that with the current technology, your choices can be predetermined, or your actions can be predetermined. And therefore, if the machines can actually pick up on, for example, your previous searches and now recommend you new products based on your older searches, it means that you have, for me, I think basically your choices are limited, or your options are limited, in the fact that they put you in a box, and this is a box of what you had already, your previous choices, or what your previous searches. They put you in a box of your previous searches, and they can also predetermine your future searches. They will predetermine your future searches based on whatever you have done in the past. These I'm talking about maybe even with the music streaming platforms. If you're talking about something like Spotify, on Spotify, they will recommend music based on whatever other songs that you have searched. On Google and on these other different platforms that you do get to use as your search engines, you realize that they already know. And with this knowledge of your previous searches, it means that they can only recommend you a few other items. And we as human beings, I was saying a little bit earlier on, I didn't know my mic was on mute. We as human beings, we are behavioral creatures. We are behavioral creatures. It means that your behavior can be predetermined based off actions that you have taken in the past, and based off other preferences that you have been seen to make in terms of your choices. And the worrying part is, now that we do have the algorithms, now we have the technology, they can even perhaps predetermine your next move. They can predetermine your next move, your next career move. Maybe perhaps you've been working as in the logistics industry. With the current technology, your moves can be predetermined. Hello, brother. What are you talking about? Hello to you too. I do hope that you're doing fantastic. Today, I am talking about free will. And the question is, how much do we value our free will? The sound is good. Thank you so much. How much do we value the free will? Because I was saying that in the near future, because of how the algorithm is working now, your choices and your preferences are predetermined to a level that whatever is presented to you is something based of your preferences in the past. And with that, it means that data has been collected about you, or data has been collected about, doesn't have to be an individual. It can even be data collected concerning a society, in the context of a society. So they know this is the way these particular people move, this is the preferences that they have, and this is the kind of thing they do on a day-to-day basis. And with that, the future can be predetermined for you by, say, entities. Let me just call them entities. But in this particular case, I am talking about entities such as maybe perhaps these technology entities, for example, Google, for example, Meta, for example, all these other different entities, because they already have your information, and from that they can determine what they will actually feed you with. They can determine what they will feed you with. And my worry is that in the near future, even as we slowly talk about technology, technological advancement, and you're moving at a very fast speed of technological advancement, we might get to a level where your choices are limited simply because they have data on you, and they will only give you a few choices of what you can take based on your previous actions. So we as a human being, as a human race, we are very, very much predictable, I would say. Most of the people are very, very much predictable. And this predictability and this following of routine might actually get us in a place where our free will is also limited, because the options that we get on the table are actually options that are predetermined based on our previous actions. I don't know if you get me, but my point actually is that we ought to be very, very careful of how we deal with technology, and we also ought to be very, very careful, and we also need to be very protective of the gift of free will, because free will is actually something that makes us humans. It makes us humans. If you look at other things, for example, if you have a domesticated cat and you put it in a particular place, it doesn't really have much options. But if we are not very careful as a human race, then it means that we might get to a place where our free will is actually restricted. Our privacy is also very much infringed upon. And these two things make life what it is. We are talking about human rights. Your right as a human being, you have been given by God free will. And also, you also need to be guaranteed by the state or by whatever other powers that be, privacy. So in the near future, if we are not really, really careful, it means that we might be losing free will, we might be losing our privacy. And I would actually just urge you, as you go about your day-to-day tasks, have that in mind. Have that in mind that you need to take care of your data privacy. You also need to take care of you need to be aware and self-conscious about your free will and how you operate in terms of your day-to-day routine, and also how you get to operate and what information that you let to these particular platforms, for example, Meta, Google, and others. It is very, very important that you are also quite aware of that, even as you go about. I thank you so much. I want to thank Amen Katal. I want to thank the Armstrona, and also thank Banana MC Faltman, and also Ricardo Moulton. Most of these particular names, sometimes it's difficult to get to pronounce them well. But if you haven't subscribed to this particular channel, please make sure you subscribe. If you haven't turned on the notifications, please make sure you turn on the notifications, and we shall be hoping that we can be able to do these small segments, and engage you on different issues that have to do with life right now and also life in the future, because we cannot live in the past. We can only be architects of the future, and we can only do that with information. And I do hope that when I get the opportunity, I can be sharing these information on different matters right here on this particular platform. So make sure you subscribe, kindly subscribe, and also turn on the notifications. I do hope that you have an enjoyable rest of the day, and that you're taking care of your mental wellness as well, because we do say that health is wealth. And if you are not taking care of even your mental health, then you cannot get the wealth that you aspire for. Nonetheless, I want to wish you a happy and a productive day. Till next time, much peace and love. I salute you, and I wish you all the best in your daily endeavor, success in everything that you do, and may your endeavors bear fruit. Till next time, peace and love. I want to say kwaheri, which is goodbye in Swahili. And I do hope that you stay productive and you have peace of mind in whatever you get to embark on. So kwaheri, take care.